it was a couple, and she said that he was like me in a way, but they started talking about these things because they felt something. They felt that I had a lot of pain and blah, blah, blah. But when I speak with them, I see that they have a lot of barriers. They talk about love in a very reduced way. And yeah, they have, of course, a higher level of awareness than most of the people I know. But they have the biggest barrier, not feeling out of their body, out of their mind, out of everything. And they think I did it because of drugs. And they never listened to me when I said that I was realized of that, aware of that by getting into my laboratory when I was doing mind control. But the best thing is when I found out that disconnecting the mind is even better than mind control, because mind control is only some tools and techniques to go to a higher level. But you need to break something to go to a higher level, and always a higher level. Just like maybe being not eating in your life and drinking sun, whatever, changing something really, really, really important that nobody. And every time I came to a conclusion, just because I told them that I ate a cookie, then they started thinking all the time, like, yeah, you're saying that because you are crazy, because you are high, because blah, blah. Everything, all my argumentation was like, boom, it's not valid because you are high on cookie. Come on. What I'm telling you is experiences before I was 27. I'm only explaining you what small change I had since then. But before I was 27, I'm telling you the story of my life, and you're not listening because you think I'm talking about the main problem is the Christian problem, that I am not loved by my parents, because he had some experience like he didn't feel like he belongs to his father and the mother. And it happened to me since, I just remember, since 4 years old. I was looking at them, observing them, and everything they were saying, it was so against my more root values that I cannot come from them. And I see the world in a completely different way. So just because I tried drugs, and now I'm going to have problems in Thailand, blah, 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 but they are never going to understand what I said about dying and not dying and being in these multidimensionals that is in the movie that they're probably not going to watch. And even if they watch it, they're not going to get it because they are never been out of their mind. That's the problem. Because he thinks he's crazy because he has this power of feeling, but not the power of being, but probably not the power of feeling absolutely abstract, like your body doesn't exist, your mind, you disconnected, and then the other part. That's the thing that I felt very deeply that he cannot connect now, because he's obsessed thinking that you can only do that with drugs. And I'm telling him all the time, 27 years of my life, people were coming to me asking me for the drug I was taking. So, and all the stories that I was telling them, they don't give a shit about that. I say, okay, I don't have to convince you about anything. I'm just 100% sure, infinite percent sure that you will never have an experience like this in your life. And I'm having experiences like this every day. And they were like taking care of me, like my big brother, yeah, we are helping you, we are helping you. At the end, they sounded like Jehovah's Witness or something like that. I think they don't believe in religion, but they were like, I'm not telling them what to do. I'm telling them that they're not understanding what I'm saying, that's all. And they kept going and going, and they said, no, you are the one that you're not. I thank you, and I would be doing the same thing you are doing. But you can observe that I'm not doing the same thing to you. I don't want you to take drugs and see life my way. But I want to see my life this way. And I haven't told them about Satan. Satan is like these kind of people that they try to put you in the right way. What right way? It means that my way till now is bad? Oh my God. Okay, so that's what you want me to do. You want me to feel bad because my life is not complete, and then I have to find a way of making it more complete. The only thing that it doesn't make it complete is like not a job. It's like an income to keep doing whatever I'm doing, because this is my purpose of life. And it's the only thing that I felt. And I've been talking about this many times, but I cannot explain to people. Because what the fuck are you talking about? Are you talking about being high and sharing your knowledge with people? Well, that's 1% of the things. It's opening people's minds, making them feel all these positive and negative energies that they don't exist. They are concepts for human shit. It's not bad energies. How can I explain this? There is no reaction to something. Things happen if you let them flow in one way or another. And it's up to you to feel it the way you want to feel it. So he is disconnecting things, avoiding things, making barriers to feel better. Okay. What I do is just embrace everything. He stopped talking with all his family and he's feeling good. Okay. I was feeling good when I stopped talking with my family. But I was always the coordinator of emotions for my family. So my brother came back and everything is balanced there in a way that, okay, is balanced because my level of connection is completely different with everybody. I am with you, with my family, with my friends, with unknown people, with everyone. I'm having the same, or I try to have this energy of whatever they feel like. If they need something, they can ask. If it is something that they feel that I can ask. That's how everything works. But I always find people in the competition mode. I told you, it's another one into the competition mode. Some of the people were like thankful, say, okay, I don't get as high as you get. At the moment, there was a moment that he said, okay, you're crazier than me. That's why you are like that. So, okay, that's what I want to hear. I am crazier. That's ridiculous, you know? So it was like, okay, I'm not so crazy than you, but I am in the right way. Okay, feel it that way. It doesn't matter which dimension you want to see it. You don't get all the dimensions I'm talking about in just one word. So that's what I'm talking about. They are mixing concepts of the good morning. They want to explain something, but I saw that they were not going in the right direction about that. So they want me to think about the day of today. I think about the days of my life all the time, and this is nothing. It is important, but you know, in my life, all these kind of crazy connections are happening all the time. I could also infer that today I ate the cookie to prove these people, because I always get connection with people because something that they need, and they feel the same thing, that is something that I need. And I absolutely understand it, and I thank them that they were behaving the same way I was behaving with many people. But they didn't understand anything that I was saying. They understood just one feeling, and they just prejudge everything else because they are so focused on that feeling. And yeah, they are right in some of these aspects, but I've been always already thinking and feeling about it. One of the reasons to go to Thailand, it was, hey, maybe I get a higher level even without cookies. Maybe I would be frustrated because it's not going to happen. But what if it happens? If it doesn't happen, I can keep going the same way I'm going now. What is the problem? But when there is something against and some blockages in here and there and there, and they thought that I was mad or angry just because of my vehemency. And you know how I am. One thing would be getting offended. That would be easier to, and I was not offended. But they were in like, okay, we are telling you to help you, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you are too crazy to learn and you have a problem. And so when you get back home, think about it, blah, 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 blah. And again, is the human concepts that is so crazy, so ridiculous, because they just because I have a smile or not smile, they can feel if I'm feeling good or bad or whatever. For me, the smile is only another human concept. Not all the people are smiling for the same reasons in different cultures, in different. So yeah, you can feel some energy, but once you started basing things into words, gestures, physical events, all these things, they start losing the power of this energy, recycling this energy. And they told me how they started swinging, and I told them how it started with you. It was a completely different thing, completely different. She had to drink to do it. So they were learning in that way, in a horrible way, because drinking, you don't enjoy, so you are doing something really, really wrong. And it's just feeling, right? So if you are feeling good, and I am feeling good, perfect. If I don't feeling good, you're feeling good, then I have a problem. The funny thing is the way we connect, we contact. It was very funny, all the context. I should write or make a video about that. And how they felt, and how I felt, how different dimensions we were. We were in a similar dimension, but I was in a much higher dimension than they were. And they thought they were manipulating the things. And then when I came back, I said, hey, what a great movie you are making. You are the director, she's the actress. I was saying that conceptually in higher levels. They could only understand more or less half an hour later. It was an amazing connection, but at the same time, it was like a competition. And I said, I thank you, sure. But I'm not gonna think about anything like that, not because I don't want to. It's because I've been doing it all the time, not thinking, feeling what my way is. And I always, the answer was always, keep doing it like you are doing it. I don't know what I'm doing it. I know what I am not doing it. What I am not doing it is the things that I don't feel I have to do. So, but I don't know how to go and say, okay, I'm going to decide only things that I feel like that's what I do. But I don't put them in my way. I find them, and it can be anything. It can be I should start eating this and then become and eat something like that. So probably some of these gurus, it's the way they are doing it. You cheat the whole DNA. So then I decided I was not gonna send more messages and disconnect from everything. And then I was getting my clothes to leave, and then I see I have no shoes. Oh my God, did they take by mistake my shoes with the towel or something? I was searching, they were not there. Do I go and try to find them? They left long ago. Do I go back home barefoot? Then I remembered that I was going to the ocean with her talking, and I had my shoes. And on the way back, I thought, oh my God, I didn't get them on the way back. We were talking about blah, 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 blah. So I forgot about them. And then now I was running to see if the ocean didn't get it and everything. And I didn't know where they were. And I've been searching and searching, asking people. So there were a lot of people looking at me. And then I found the shoes and everybody was applauding. It was, now I can breathe and relax because I didn't want to drive barefoot. Now I'm getting all the things to go back home, and I see I had a cookie in my backpack and I didn't eat it. I thought I ate it. Well, the story is that it was a very sexual thing. They were playing with everything, like manipulating and like pretending that, yeah, they are in the control of everything. Yes, they were. She was the shy person. It was like a movie. And she was attracting me, and I was feeling things. I was feeling a lot of different things, and then I said, well, okay, I have to ask. And then I asked, they didn't speak good English. They were faking, everything was faked. And I spoke with them and I asked them if they wanted to have sex, and they were like playing, she's shy, blah, blah, blah. And then she started talking a little bit, but then a man came and then we stopped it. And I said, okay, then later when you are more relaxed, if you want, we meet again. I was close to them. So then a few minutes later, I come back and we started playing again and again. And then we went to my place because it was better than their place or something like that. We did something, and then he was filming her sucking my cock. And I felt so many energies, and I didn't want to be just part of the movie. And I said, hey, you want me to come? Because I was masturbating a lot of time, and many times I was going to come. And I said, if you want to come, look at me, and that's the signal for me to come. So I was in this amazing energy that they were thinking that they are more expert than me into these kind of situations. Much more expert. Maybe I had 30 experiences or less than that in my life, and they had probably hundreds or more in 22 years swinging. So they have all kinds of experiences, right? But they thought they were controlling everything, and I was giving all these ideas of what was going on. And I say, hey, you are the director, she's the actress, she's not shy, blah, blah, blah. Like, hey, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. And then I told them that I ate a cookie, and then everything was like against that. But they don't know that I didn't eat the cookie. I had the cookie, and now I saw, oh my God, I didn't eat the cookie. So I thought I would eat it when I parked, and I thought I was high, of course, but I am just crazy. And that's it. So funny. And yesterday, the same thing, another story, but completely different. Somebody came to me, a single woman, something completely different from ever, and now living another experience. So It's, it's never ending. So am I creating it? I don't know. Am I just flowing with the energy, like the vibrations are making me vibrate in certain way, and then we. So the story at the end, it was like, she was like you and he was like me, but at the first level that you found things, you know, you've seen how crazy things can get, being high and not being high, because when we were watching the movie, we were not high and my friend was not high. All these kind of amazing, magical, improbable situations are the things that are making it more and more magical. Are the things that, yeah, when I look at her and I hear these stories, yes, it reminds me of what I have already done with myself, with my friends, with everybody. But you had never, well, I said you had never had to be drunk to do it. But you were high, and then you loved it. And she was drunk, and she didn't love it because she was disconnected. She was doing it, she was getting drunk to turn off some feelings, so you're not feeling. And this way is turning on some feelings, so you feel even more. But they don't understand that because they never tried drugs. But you don't have to do drugs to feel like that. That's the problem, that they never felt that way. So I felt that way many times before I tried drugs. But they don't know how to do it, so they think that's the maximum level that they can get. Okay, it's fine, it's perfect. And if I was you, I would be helping myself with all these things that you are telling me. But believe me, again, you have never met anyone like me in a situation like this, and I've been always having these situations in my life. So there is a big uncompensation, right? So I agree 100% with everything you say, but I still see that you don't see what I'm talking about all these other perspectives that you don't want to approve. And there are many others that you haven't even heard of. So you see how deep they are. And they say, oh, just think about it. And she was like, oh, no more arguments because I felt this. It was like when somebody asks you and you say, yes, I feel it, or whatever, and then you don't know how to explain things. She was in that level when you are in that level as well. It was the same thing. But they are wrong with the alcohol. They are wrong. The alcohol disconnects me. To other people, maybe they connect them. Maybe some other people get wow, you know? It's like they feel a lot better. I don't know. If they feel a lot better, why would I tell them, hey, don't do it, you know? I don't feel a lot better, but it doesn't mean that I don't do it. I don't tell the rest of the people that it is better not doing that, because there's always a way of doing things that they are not connected with the ways you are doing things. So what? If the other person is feeling good, I'm so happy. So being vehement sounds like I am offended for them. They said angry. I said, angry? So the funniest thing is that when I was preparing everything to go back home, I saw that I had not the cookie. I already sent a video about this, but I didn't eat the cookie. I wanted to eat it once I parked. And I thought, well, maybe I'm high because of the cookie, maybe I'm not high because I didn't do the digestion. The thing is that I was never high on the cookie. So they needed to meet someone like me to really believe there is no drug. There is no drug. This is the case. But even if there is, it's never the same experience for every different person. So whatever I eat sometimes or I smoke sometimes is so limited and so small and so nothing, and even some other times just thinking that I did it, or just sometimes I wake up and I am high for 2 days, like so. But they think is based because of I tried the drugs after 27, but I was feeling this way all my fucking life before that. So I don't know what. Yeah, I know they are so focused on that. That's the salvation. Now I'm thinking about the British couple that we met from Yorkshire, and they were a little bit drunk, but they were fun. They were very open-minded, receiving and understanding a little bit about the energies and about the situation. Being drunk, and he was talking with the Jehovah's Witness, all these kinds of things. but he couldn't get to a higher level as she could get and you could get. And this woman was high on alcohol. Some people can get high on alcohol. I can't. I can get low, horrible, or feeling bad with alcohol because it doesn't connect physically with me in a good, positive way. It disconnects me from the nature, from everything. But these people, when we met them, we had a lot of fun connecting in different ways. But then I met them the next day and they were not drunk or they were not after drunk or whatever. And I told you, I met a completely different couple. It was like never happened before. All the good vibes were gone. I was supposed to meet them today, but we never spoke on the WhatsApp or anything. And they were there. I didn't meet them. I saw them, but I had this other experience because I don't know if they want it. I don't know if I want it, and I felt that this thing had to happen today. So that's okay. The most important thing I learned today is that when I speak about these things, it's only with people who can get a different, higher level of awareness. Many times I know many conspiracy paranoids, all these narrow-minded people that they think they are spiritual because they are connected with the stones or with the music or with alcohol or with marijuana anyway, and they are not ever at this level, ever. So I don't tell them about all these things because they don't get to that. But for people who are telling me all these kind of things, I go and I say, hey, you are right, but I also see this and this and that. No, but I am wrong. Okay. That's how it goes. With the rest of the people who can't see nothing, I don't pretend to tell them anything. I don't speak like this with all the people. I speak like this only with people who are like asking me about these things. Because he was telling me about the job, about these things. I go, okay, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. But this poor guy, he was like, oh, I feel guilt for this guy. So he's like a victim in a way because he knows everything, all the problems that are going to happen in the future, not knowing that all that is his reality. And the difference is that in my reality, that is also an option, everything that he says, of course, but I can change that reality from many different perspectives, and it's not only one. For him, it's one or the other, so fucking binary. So there's nothing to explain. I was explaining everything. He could learn my message 13 minutes about the cosmos and everything. That would explain everything that I wanted him to understand, but he would never get it from that perspective, of course. But that's not my fault, and I don't care. So I've been here and there many times before. It's nothing new. He might be thinking the same thing, but they never found anybody as crazy as I am. But as I said, I'm only crazy with people who thinks they are crazy. Everybody now is crazy. The British guy is crazy and he's crazy for this and that. And then he said, oh no, you are crazy. Yeah. So why are you saying crazy? Because I say I'm crazy, or just because you think you are crazy and then we have this conversation? I don't know what is the first thing, but I don't care. I know how crazy I am. I know how I went out of the closet. I know how all these things worked out because I've been deeply doing it, being aware of what I'm doing. And these people are telling me just words, and I'm telling them experiences all the time. This guy is a very fast thinker and very fast feeling things, but he needs to learn many more things about all the dimensions, about feeling aware of where you are right now. And he was completely lost with me all the time. Every time he was talking, it was so basic in a way. He was completely right. I said, yeah, but that's the normal thing I would say. And I don't talk about higher things to nobody, only to someone like you, because you are supposed to be learning and understanding what I'm talking about. But he's not, because of this blockage about drugs, about religion, about family, about human concepts like having a child. It is the thing that connects you the most. Maybe that's what you've been told, and you've been following a written guide style. You are having children just like everybody's telling you. Did Jesus Christ have children? I don't think so. I don't think Jesus Christ existed, but
how can you do all these things? Yeah, Sadhguru has a child. He's not like Jesus. He's one of the highest person that maybe I know, but maybe if I start talking with him, I find his limit earlier than I thought it was. I don't know. I don't think so. That would be speaking from my ego. Maybe I have to be with him and feel what he feels and tell him what I feel and see how we connect and how we disconnect or whatever. And maybe he opens or he shows me some doors that I can open, and I don't think I'm gonna show him anything that he doesn't know, but probably things that he has never felt, but he knows that they exist. I say, hey, so you're one of these crazy people? Yeah? Sorry. So what? I'm crazy. Yeah, everybody knows me. I've been always crazy. So what? I've been able to do all these normal things in real world for the people, because my real world is what people see and what I see. Both of them are real, but people seem not to understand. And it's happened the same thing with Barbara. The same thing. It's always the same thing. So they are all right and I am wrong, right? Yeah, I have to accept that. Okay, that's ridiculous just because it's more people, right? Because I just think different, because I feel different, because I've been living my life different from anybody else and being aware and conscious about that. So maybe I gotta make a video with these videos and upload it to Migrant Soul, because that's the only thing they know about me, that I created a YouTube channel about Migrant Soul. And it was from completely different spiritual reasons and blah blah blah. So how can they believe that I'm talking from the drugs when I was not high on drugs? Huh? So how lost and how wrong they were, but I don't need to prove it. They just need to feel it, but they are so 100% sure that they are feeling what they are feeling, but they are not infinite percent sure. Okay, I think now I understand why they told me all these things, because it's not because I was not high on drugs. I thought it was, but I was not, but it doesn't matter. It is just because for them, when he asked me, have you ever tried drugs? And I said yes, then they understand why I was like that. Like I was good, but I don't know how to get better without the pain. And I have a pain with my mother because I don't have a very good relationship. I don't have a bad relationship. I'm having an amazing relationship in win-win, teaching her things. Whenever she needs to call me, she calls me and she can be crying and I make her laugh. So where is the problem in that relationship when he's cutting the relationships? Do you want me to cut the relationship to feel better? I don't understand he's talking some things, no sense, with different perspectives. So at the end is that, okay, I'm a different person because I tried the mushrooms. Yeah, and I can have crazy ideas about everything, crazy different connections, but I don't give a shit about that. I am the same person. I've been always the same person, the same crazy person before 27. That's the thing that they are so fucking narrow-minded. They are, like I was, against the drugs because you don't know what drugs is. Drugs is nothing. Once you find that, you say, hey, this is the connection.